Hi loves, happy new year once again. My name is Uche of the Evolving Woman, and on this channel we talk about fashion entrepreneurship, we talk about motherhood, we talk about my lifestyle in general. So today is the perfect time to actually go over my goals for the year 2023. Now every new year or end of year actually, I try as much as possible to set some kind of goals that I helps to keep me in check. Basically, this helps me to be accountable, and this kind of gives me direction on what I want to achieve for the year, and it helps me to not be lazy or relaxed or too comfortable with wherever it is I am. Because when you look at the goals you've set, it always gives you some kind of like ginger to keep pushing and keep working. And also today I'm going to be showing you guys my bookkeeping processes for my business, the books I use for my business. Now I try as much as possible to upgrade my systems every year, because every time I'm trying to learn new stuff, I'm trying to do better with my accounting, bookkeeping and all that stuff. So that is what we're going to be doing today. First of all, I would like us to note that for bookkeeping, I discovered like 2 years ago, I think the last time I bought a journal was like 2020. I stopped buying journals, I stopped buying planners and all those stuffs, because we tend to have a lot of these in our homes. Like almost every event that is done in Nigeria or that you attend in Nigeria, they are going to share one of these books as souvenir. So I have a lot of them lying around that I don't use for anything. So I realized it's actually better for me to use these. I just try to use like bigger sizes for things that need more space, and smaller sizes for things that need smaller spaces. So it has actually been very helpful for me. I think the only thing I get to buy is a dated diary. I think that's what's called. Yes, a dated diary, because I use those ones to track my orders for the year. Since they already have dates, whatever order we have to deliver on a particular date, I just write it down. That helps us to not forget. During the week, as we enter every new week, you kind of review what are the orders I've written down so far and which do we need to deliver. It helps you know which is high priority, so that way you don't get to forget people's order and deliver late or disappoint your clients and stuff like that. But now that we are moving fully into a ready to wear brand, I'm still thinking whether we need a diary, but I still plan to get one just in case. Then when we work with it for the first quarter, we see how it goes and we know how better to utilize it for the business. So now the very first thing we're going to start with is my goal setting book. Now it's good to note that I'm not using my regular everyday planner that I plan to write my to-do list and all that stuff for my goal setting, because in this book where I wrote my goals for the year, I also did write my sinking funds. So sinking funds are like different aspects of savings that you use, maybe like different accounts, what you're saving in these accounts, and it helps you to kind of track how much you've saved and what your target is and how to meet up with it and stuff like that. So I don't want a situation where anybody picks up my planner by mistake or stuff and starts seeing all my money business outside, or even my goals. I feel like those things are personal and are private, so I wouldn't want anybody accessing those. So I have this book that I plan to use. I'll use this one to set my goals and my sinking funds. I've already written on it in order not to make this video too long. And one of my major words for this year 2023 is simplicity. So I did not do any decoration, all those plenty things. I did not do any of those. I just wrote what I needed to write in the simplest form possible. So let's go right into seeing what we have here. Okay, so the very first page actually has me stating my 10 words for the year. like these are the words I plan to focus on that would give me, that I think would help me throughout the year. This book is something I plan to review often and often, so you don't just write and forget what you wrote, maybe by mid-year or by the fourth month and stuff like that. That is why I have like tracker that helps me go over what I have achieved and what I plan to achieve every month. Now, the 10 words I'm setting for myself for the year, I think I already have 8 here. So I plan to get the remaining 2, because it's actually a very intentional act. It's not just picking random words and just filling in. It's actually things that I think I want to work on and things that resonate with where I am as a person. Now, the very first word for the year 2023 has to be rest. I've realized that I'm a workaholic. I do agree. Like, I tend to overwork myself. I don't even know how to rest. My friend thinks it's crazy that I'm setting rest as one of my major words for the year, considering I'm having a baby soon. But I plan to prioritize rest regardless of whatever it is that is going on in my life. So one of the words for the year is rest. Now, something else I plan to focus on has to be trust. I want to learn to be more trusting, that people can do what they say they will do. Somehow, sometimes I just find that a lot of times when people tell you that I'm going to do this for you, you tend not to believe them. You think they can't do it, they can't meet up. You're always looking out for like the points of the probability of them not being able to do what they say they will do. So I want to be more trusting, especially with my workers, to trust that they can meet up on time and stuff like that. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's one of the things I want to focus on this year. So one of the ways to actually do these things is to learn about them, learn how to be better at them, like learn how to rest, learn how to trust people. Why don't I trust people? Find out all those root causes and just work on it as you go. Another word I plan to focus on for the year is abundance. I want to live in abundance 2023. Like, I am not going to lack anything. And that is on period. Nobody's going to take that from me. I serve a God that has everything in abundance already. He's my daddy. So I'm not going to lack anything. Something else I want to focus on has to be joy. I want to be really joyful. I want to be very happy. I want to find joy in doing everything that I have to do in 2023. No stress, no yama yama. Everything must be joyful for me. Find joy in doing every little thing or every big thing, whatever it is I'm doing. Just find joy in it. And then something that really worked for me last year was focusing on peace. The peace of the Holy Spirit, the peace of God. I actually did pray a lot for peace, and I realized that throughout the year, with all the things that I went through and with all the blessings that came my way, no matter the circumstance, no matter how difficult it seemed, no matter how stressful it seemed, there was always this part of me that was just peaceful, and I really enjoyed that. And so I would really want it to stay again for 2023. So peace is one of the things. And like I said earlier, simplicity. I don't want any gra thing. I just want everything to be simple, easy, and beautiful. So I'm focusing on simplicity for the year. And then the next thing has to be positivity. I feel like positivity actually does go with trust. But then again, I'm taking positivity because I want to be able to see the positives in every situation. I want to be able to think in positive light, to not kind of dwell on the situation around me or whatever it is that is happening around me, to always be positive. That's one of the things I want to focus on for 2023. The last one I have here is courage. Courage to make those tough decisions, courage to try new things, courage to do what needs to be done regardless of how difficult or how stressful it might seem. So like I said, I have 2 more words left. I have 1, 2. So I'm going to get 2 more words to add to this because I want to focus on 10 words for the year. And then moving on to the next page actually has like my first set of goals. Now the first set of goals that I did set are my business goals. I split my goals into different sections to help me focus on, to be able to analyze each and every aspect of my multi-talented self. So I have my business goals, I have my social media goals, like my growth goals or plans for social media. In social media we have like Instagram, we have YouTube, we have TikTok. So you set goals for that area of your life too. Then I have like spiritual goals. What are my plans with God this year? How far do I plan to go? And then we have health and self-care goals. Like in setting all these goals, you must prioritize yourself and your health. So I set goals on those ones too. And I also did set like family goals. What do I plan to do with my family this year? What are we going to focus on? I feel like with family goals, at a point, or when you set family goals, you should be able to review this with your family actually. Probably sit down with your spouse or sit down with your children and talk about what you are going to work towards for the year. It kind of helps everybody to be on track, and to, maybe you might set one goal and like the other person is like, nah, I don't think we should do this for this year. So it will be better to, when you set family goals, it will be better to analyze them with your partner, with your children, with your family at large that you are setting the goals for. And then I have my financial goals. You must do money. You must set financial goals if you want to be prudent with whatever it is that you're doing. Then the last one that I have is my career goals. So that is like my corporate job. What am I planning to achieve in my career in this year? So those are like 7 aspects of goals that I set for myself. Yours doesn't have to be this elaborate. You know, like I have a lot going on with me. So that is why I have all these plenty areas to concentrate on. For some people, it can just be 3, or it can just be 2, or it can be 4. So whatever area of your life that needs, that you feel like you need to define what you want to achieve, you do that for yourself. So now for my business goals, okay, I'm going to probably share a few of these so that you kind of get the idea of what we are setting and why we are setting each of these goals. So the very first thing I have here is to increase our gross revenue to at least 10 million naira. Now, my products are not so expensive, so I'm not somebody that is selling one outfit for say 200,000 naira or 500,000 naira. For somebody that is selling products that are that expensive, a 10 million naira gross income might just be too low. But I think in 2022 we did about 6 million and some fractions in gross income. So that's like gross revenue is like all the money you receive before anything is taken out of it. So I want to take it up a notch to do at least 10 million this year. Now, it's not enough to just say want to do 10 million. You have to think of strategies and ways that you can actually implement to meet up with this goal. So what I plan to do is, by the time I analyze what I need to do, we're going to have a tracker every month. So by January, I'll have a list of to-dos that are working towards these goals that I've already set out. So that at the end of January, I have what I have ticked off and stuff like that. So one of the goals I set for my business is to complete our website and Flutterwave store setup. So we've started the Flutterwave store setup, and if you did watch my video on the challenges I faced in 2022, then you already know the story about my website. I would link it down below just in case you've not seen it, so you can watch it and actually follow up on the gists. So completing the website, I'm going to have to follow up on the new guy that is working on the website back to back. And also the Flutterwave store setup is something I'm doing personally, so I'll have to try to complete that. And I think it's something that we can get over with in January. So I'm going to set, like, one of the goals for January is to complete Flutterwave store. Setup. Then the next one will be to complete the website. My major goal is to follow up with the designer, because I'm not the one designing it, so I can't really just say that I am completing the website, so you don't kind of overwhelm yourself. Now, another of the goals I set is that we create at least 60 designs. Why I always use the word at least is so that we can do more. We don't have to say, okay, we've hit our goal, let's stop, let's relax. It will be very sweet when I'm reviewing this thing next year and I said we create at least 60 designs, and luckily we did 72, we did 80 and stuff like that. So we're going to create at least 60 new designs in 2023 by the special grace of God. Then at least make 300 posts on Instagram and Facebook. That is like our marketing for the year. We are not really active on social media throughout last year, and we've not been consistent, and honestly, since the business started. But this year I plan to try as much as possible to be consistent with social media, with marketing, and with everything like that. Be more active on TikTok. This still has to do with marketing, so we plan to move into TikTok for business. One of the places we need to start exploring and pushing out the brand. Now, complete the revamp of the shop is like a goal. We want to change the setup of our shop and everything. Don't worry, I got you guys. I'm doing a vlog on that. But want to revamp the shop and change the setup to meet up the new business we're doing, which is the ready to wear. So that we can do in January. So I can put that here to complete the revamp of the shop. When it comes to social media goals, I didn't really set a lot of goals, but I still have space in case of anything that comes up that I think I want to meet up with. But then again, something I see people do a lot is setting I want to grow, let's say for YouTubers, for example, people set that I want to grow to 20k followers, I want to grow to 500k followers. But then again, that's like something I feel is not really dependent on me as an individual. I don't get to determine who subscribes to my channel. It is all you to decide that, okay, this channel is showing interesting stuff or stuff that I'm interested in, so let me subscribe. But what I have control over is the number of videos I'm putting out, how often I am putting out these videos. So for the first quarter of the year, I plan to do 2 videos per week. So in January, we're going to post at least, we have like 5 weeks in January. So let's say we're going to post at least 9 videos on YouTube. That is our January goal for YouTube. Now, we can also increase, okay, part of the things that I set out is to increase the frequency and quality of my YouTube shorts. That's one way to gain visibility on YouTube currently, because they tend to push the shorts forward a lot more as opposed to the other aspect of YouTube. So I plan to increase the frequency and quality of YouTube shorts. Then another thing to do is make at least 100 posts on my personal Instagram page. Now, this is not my business page where I have to post so often, but for my personal page, I want to at least be more consistent this year. I think the whole of last year I didn't even make up to 30 posts. So I want to be more consistent, and I want to kind of like use YouTube and Instagram as like a storage place for things happening in my life, somewhere I can always go watch my videos and laugh and stuff like that. So we can from these tips now increase what we plan to work on in January and know, so that when we achieve it we tick it off. With that being said, let's move over to the sinking funds that I set up and how I set them up. Now, sinking funds are, like I said earlier, money you save up in different accounts that help you keep track of your savings, how you're saving them and what you're saving them for. Part of my goals this year is to get a new phone. I plan to change, not change per se, like buy a new phone to add to this one. So I have to save up money for that. I tried as much as possible to not put amounts here and everything, too much information. Then we'll also save up for our children's education. Then we have our emergency funds, money that you just keep away in case there's an emergency in the family. You have somewhere to get money from. Now, each of these things have like the account where they are being saved. So you know that in like my dash 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 account, all these savings is there. All the money that is in this account is for this. Say A is 20,000 naira, B is 30,000 naira, D is 5,000 naira, so that you don't mix up anything, because it's actually very easy to mix up what the money you have is for. But when you have it stated out like that, and every time you put money into an account, you come to where you've written it down and you update it so that it has like the most recent total. And also when you have a target that you are saving towards, you know when you've gotten to that target or when you've met that target, so that you can now put your money to the other saving plans that you have that you are yet to meet up with. I save for everything. Like I have sinking funds for everything. Up to the hair that I want to buy next year, I have a sinking funds for it. So I don't just go up and about and spend money. I already plan myself. I already plan what I want to do, how I want to do it, so that when the money comes also, you don't just spend anyhow, because you already have things to meet up with. You know how you are going to plan it. Like for this year, I'm not sure I'm going on any vacation because I'm going to have a newborn in Jesus' name. But then again, I'm saving up for vacation. So it's better for me if I save up for vacation this year and then next year I add to it. And then instead of going to a small place, I go to a big place. So stuff like that. Please save as much as possible. As you are enjoying life, try as much as possible to save. And also don't save so much that you forget to enjoy your life. Because if anything happened to you today, next of kin will squander your money without thinking about all the sufferings that you suffered. So now moving on to the business aspect of things. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books here, because we already have one in the store where we just write in our income and the total amount. And then I'm going to get the diary, which I don't currently have here, but I plan to get a diary, like I said earlier, that we'll try out for the first 3 months and see if we need as a ready-to-wear brand. But for this, what I have here includes, this is a book for the inventory for outfits we produce. So as a ready-to-wear brand, we are going to be producing these outfits so they are readily available for people to pick up. But then again, you don't want to produce 10 outfits and not remember that you produced 10 outfits. So we are going to have an inventory for outfits produced. We already have a book that we use in the store for inventory of the raw materials we have. So we know how many fabrics we have. We know how many threads we have, meshing oils, and all those stuff. We have a book where we keep that record. I'm going to show you people that in probably another video. But for the outfits we've produced, we're going to have a book where we store them. So what I have here is design name. So these designs that we've created, what is the name of the design is another way to keep track of them. What is the quantity produced and the sizes? Okay, so we have the quantity produced. Say we produce 10 pieces. Now the sizes and the quantity. So we can have that size 8 we produced 2 pieces of this, size 10 we produced 1, size 12 we produced 3, size 16 we produced 4, like that. It has to be listed, and then the date of production, just to help us track our productivity. If you are seeing that the date of production we're producing less and less, or we're producing more and more, we know how well we are doing. That is just it. So this is like a template that the receptionist is going to follow, because she will be the one taking track of this. My work is just to supervise and make sure that she's recording right and recording as at when due. So that is that for inventory for outfits produced. Also, what this will do for us is, if we say that 10 of these designs were produced, in our sales book we should be able to track how 10 of those were sold, and when the monies entered, and how we dispersed that money. It shall helps you with accountability. So that is one. Something else we have is end of month expenses and investment book. Now this book stays home with me. I don't take it to the shop, but at the end of every month, whatever we have in the account has to be spent, basically. I always just run my account to zero. So how we do it is that at the end of the month, we are listing out the salaries we need to pay, the probably investments that we need to make. Say we're investing in fabrics, we're going to write down everything, how we're going to spend the money we make. So what that has helped me with is that from 2021, when I started this thing, up until the end of 2022, I can actually tell you how we've spent every cupboard that has come in. It's something that helps me to keep account, and also it helps me with clarity, because when you open up the book, you kind of see what, by the time I list out the total income for the month and what I need to spend money on, you begin to realize this is priority and this isn't. This can hold on, this needs to be done immediately. So that's book number 2. Now moving on to book number 3. This is our payment breakdown book. So yeah, I knew I was forgetting something, and that is our labor costs. Now, so for every sales we make, for every outfit we make, these are the different aspects that outfit is going to pay money into. So each outfit is going to contribute to rent, is going to contribute to fuel and electricity, because we used fuel and electricity to produce it. Each outfit is going to contribute to marketing, because we market for each and every one of them. The fabric costs, the running costs. Running cost includes like the threads, the machines, maintenance, and all those things. Packaging cost, the cost of packaging it. We already have like fixed prices for all these things, but by the time you get the money, say like twice a month, we're going to review and pull these monies out. So at the end of the day, I'm going to write which account each of this money is going to. Even if they are in one account, you shall know that by the time you analyze this, you know that this money, this in this account, what we have here, rent is taking up this amount, fuel and electricity is taking up this amount, marketing is this amount, and stuff like that. Then we have our profits, and then the cost of labor, because everything has to be paid for. And it will also help us know that, are we meeting up with our target? If at the end of the month, the labor we have to pay for, so labor is like the staff we have to pay, if the labor we have to pay for is 300,000 naira, and then from our savings for the month, the labor we were able to save is 25,000 naira, we know that we're running low, and we probably need to up the amount of pieces we're selling per year, or increase the cost that each piece is going to pay in terms of labor per sale. So this is like a payment breakdown book where I will analyze this. This stays home with me. I'm going to be using this or reviewing this like every 2 weeks. Twice in every month is just enough. Maybe like mid-month and at the end of the month. Now moving on to the next book, we have our income book. So normally when we have income, we always have the name of the client that paid for it, the amount the client paid. is this a full or part payment? Because one of the things we offer our clients is that you can pay in part when your money is complete before we deliver your outfits. So we have to be able to track if this is full or part payment. Was this transferred to our account or they paid cash, and on what date was this done? So at the end of the day, the total income for the month should be able to match. When you add the total income, check the total expenses, it should be able to match what we have on ground, the cash we have in the account and the cash we have at hand. Everything should be able to correlate and match up together. This stays with the receptionist. She already just has this template, so she'll mark it up as she goes. Then the last book that I have here has to be my expenses book. So it's the same way. What item are we paying for? Was it paid via cash or via transfer, like bank transfer? How much was it and on what date was it paid? At the end of the month also, we total this and make sure that it correlates with income book. By the time you check your total income minus your expenses, you should be able to have that amount of cash at hand and in your account and at hand. Whatever it helps with balancing. That is the major reason why we do all this. Now it might look like a lot of things to write, but once you sort them out like this and once you've put everything together, keeping up with them is quite easy. So there you have it, guys. That's all the goals and all the bookkeeping that I have done so far. I hope that this video inspires you to actually take time and settle down to set your goals if you're yet to. And I hope that my bookkeeping processes, hope they are not so complex for you, but it helps you to be more accountable for your own business, be it fashion or whatever business you do. Try to track how your money moves around and how it goes and how you're spending it and how you're getting it, so you always know what areas you need to concentrate on. I'm sorry if this video is really long. I actually thought it was going to be a very short video. I don't know how we ended up with this length, but I wanted it to be as detailed as possible. Please do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to share this video with somebody you think needs it, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Until next time, bye.